Hello again, welcome back to All Grown Up. It's Frances, and today, this is part of my hysterectomy story. Today is the day. It's the cat knows something's up, so she's cobweb. So yes, today is the day. My brother is on his way to come and pick me up, and he's taking me to the hospital. I'm packed, I'm ready. I slept okay, actually. I've been drinking those quite disgusting drinks that actually smell the same as the stuff that I'm washing myself with that they gave me. It's all a bit like fairy liquid, like not very pretty. This, I don't know if you can see, I had all my earrings taken. Yes, cobweb. I've had all my earrings taken out, look. There you go. And they took out my nose ring. And they've put this plastic thing in, and it keeps falling out. So I've put, I don't know if you can see, a piece of tape over it. If they say, no, you've got to take it out, then I'll just take it out. And that will be that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm feeling fine. I've just started bleeding really heavily again. So I hope that doesn't create issue or mean that I need a blood transfusion or something like that. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm ready. I feel quite relaxed. I feel quite calm. I keep kind of projecting love onto all of the people who are going to be caring for me today and tomorrow. So I'll leave it here. I'm going to do hopefully another video, or maybe two, while I'm in the hospital, just to let you know how I'm getting on. But otherwise, there we go. I shall see you later. Okay, bye for now. Hello. So I'll do this really quietly because there's loads of people. I'm waiting for my time. I've got my very lovely thing on, got my nose, it's all taped up. So I'm feeling a little bit more nervous now, I think. I've had a really good chat with the anaesthetist, who was really lovely, and so hopefully I'm going in quite soon, in about an hour and a half. So I haven't had anything to drink for a while, so I got quite dry lips. But otherwise, yeah, everything is moving forward. All I have to do is just be here now. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see what happens. Okay, bye. Well, it is Tuesday, so the operation was yesterday. Very successful. I have 4 incisions on my tummy. I will probably take a video at some point. They're tiny though, really small, and so brilliant. She was able to leave my womb. No, she took the womb. Oh dear. She was able to leave my ovaries, so I'm really happy about that. And I have had some breakfast. I haven't walked yet. I'm going to go and have a little aided, helped walk. I clearly am not that with it yet. I'm really sensitive to drugs anyway, so they've given me so many drugs. I don't know whether I'm upside down or or what's going on. So I still have this, obviously, to cover up my nose piercing. But otherwise, yeah, I might try and eat something else. They don't understand vegan food here. Slightly concerning. I'll probably talk about that in my next video. This is just going to be super quick because the phone is heavy. I feel really weak. I didn't sleep very much. There was a lady next to me. She's just gone into theatre, actually, who's diabetic, and they had to keep lights on all night, and her thing kept making beeping noises, and they kept coming in and like every hour, so it was very unsettled. But hopefully I'm going home today, fingers crossed, and then I will continue with this later on. Okay, later on or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Okay, lots of love for now. Bye. Hello, so today is the 12th in the evening. My procedure was 2 days ago. I've just had a shower. It was so nice. I feel so lovely and clean. All the hospital is gone. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a much longer one tomorrow, so this will be attached onto the end of this. And I may have a special guest. Ooh. But I'm going to go into the day and how it all went and everything. But I am feeling the cobwebs here, the cat. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really happy. It was successful. I've got my ovaries, yay! And I'm feeling, oh no cobweb. And I'm feeling very relieved and very well looked after by my sister, Andrea, who is currently making dinner. So, you know, all could not be better, really. A few things went slightly awry, which I'll talk about again tomorrow. And yeah, but otherwise, lovely shower, the magic of water, honestly amazing. And I've got those compression socks, which I've got to have minimum 2 weeks on. And that was such a fun thing, getting Andrea helping me getting them on, because I couldn't have done them on my own. So it was hilarious. So yeah, so they're on, and I'm feeling nice. Cobwebs here. Are we saying hi? Oh no, she's gone shy. So I'll be back tomorrow with a much more concise kind of, and I'm going to talk about the whole of the time in much more detail. So, you know, wait for that. Okay, but for today, I'm going to have a restful evening, nice, lovely dinner, and an early night. So, and there's the cat. Hi, so hi there. Continuing my journey in my hysterectomy with my hysterectomy story. So far I've shown you little videos that I made as I went through the process. So, you know, before I even left home, and then when I got there, and then after, and things like this. There was one in there that I did directly after I went into the ward, and I looked like a bit of a dead Francis, so I thought I'm not showing you that. But anyway, I wanted to go into a bit more detail about the actual procedure, how everything fitted together, and hopefully there will be some bits of information in there that can be helpful for you if you are going into your hysterectomy, if you're getting one, or if you're having some kind of a procedure, then that would be hopefully helpful for somebody. Okay, so where to start? So I got into the hospital at about 11:30. I'd eaten something at about before 7, so about 6:30. I'd had a very, very light cornflakes, actually. I haven't had that since I was a little girl, so that was a bit strange. But then so I had the food, got everything ready, and went off to the hospital. They checked me in. I talked to various people. I talked to my surgeon, who is awesome, but she repeated again that, you know, if the keyhole thing wasn't possible, then she would do the cut, and that, you know, we wouldn't be able to know until she got in there, as it were. So I said, well, of course, that's fine. So you know, that's just as it would be. So I also asked again if they could leave these are my ovaries, if they could leave my ovaries, and she'd say she'd do what she could. But anyway, so I was walked into the room, into the theatre, which is weird, isn't it? I thought I'd be like on a bed and wheeled in, having had whatever drug it was to shut everything off. But no, I walked in and everyone's there all scrubbed up, and so it was quite strange, all the lights and everything, and wires and stuff. And so I lay down and they started putting things all over me, and I'd already put my compression socks. I'm still wearing them now. They're not super comfy, but very warm, and it's quite cool, so I don't mind. So what else happened? So they started asking me questions. Francis, why are you here? I thought, gosh, if you don't know, then that's not good. But obviously they're just checking that they had the right person. So and then they started. I got a cannula put in. I think that's what that's called. and there was a student nurse, the student doctor there, so I said yes, that she could have a bit of a go at some, not cutting or anything major, but some like around stuff that she could do, and I signed that. And then they started, so I lay down and they started giving me some, I think, oxygen, but stuff was going in through my hand as well. And then the anaesthetist started to asking me about where I was going on holiday, and I was thinking, I don't know what and that was it. That was the end. I was out. So the next thing I know, I was in the recovery area. And I think I mentioned before that I'm really sensitive to drugs. And so I just couldn't pull myself out. And I just kept hearing this lovely voice saying, deep breaths, Frances. So I'd be going, and then back into my slumber, as it were, my kind of zoned out area. And there was lots of rattling around, lots of people, noise and laugh and chatting, and not so much laughter, but lots of noise. And then after a while, somebody came and she said, "Oh, Frances, it was a success, and you've still got your ovaries." And I can remember going, "Yay!" And then deep breaths, Frances. So I had another deep breath and then went back away. And then, she'd come back and say, "It's an hour later." And I don't know what happened. I could not pull myself out. So, and then it just all started to get all quiet. So I think I was the last one in there. And they must have been like, "Oh, for God's sake." It's like, when you're the last one at a restaurant and all of the waiters are going, "Are they leaving?" So anyway, so they wheeled me out of there, and I was still very much not there. But they wheeled me into my ward. There was only one other lady in my ward, and she was, as I mentioned in the video, she was diabetic. So they had to have all kinds of checks and things with her for ages. So all through the night. So it was a very uncomfortable night. And also they put these, like they called them boots or something, over my tight socks, which massaged my legs for the entire night. So that was, obviously not a lot of sleep, you can imagine. But I was, I was relaxing, felt very relaxed. I'd obviously been given lots and lots of drugs to stop with the pain. I don't know what they were giving me, but they were giving me stuff. People came in the night, a nurse came in the night to give me more paracetamol, I think. I'm also on antibiotics still now. Oh, did I say what day we're at? I don't think I did. Sorry, today is Sunday, so it's day 6. Day 6 after the op. I had the operation on Monday, and it's now Sunday. So a few days. I'm feeling a lot better, but obviously we'll go into that in a bit, if I can remember all of the order. Obviously I'm all over the place, but that is how I am. So I hope you can make sense of my ramblings. But anyway, so that was that night. Didn't get much sleep, but the next morning, did they give me some breakfast? I think they offered me something, but really not good with their vegan options. So, but I'd brought some bits and bobs, so I had some things out of my bag, and I talked to the nurse, and I talked. Oh, and I had a catheter, so they took that out, and I was drinking plenty and everything seemed to be fine. It wasn't, but it seemed to be fine at the time. And I was just chilling. Not my surgeon, because she was at a different hospital on the Tuesday, but a different surgeon came over to say it was very successful. So I've got 4 tiny incisions, 1 in my belly button, 2 on the sides, and then 1 down below. And they are so neat. But just, the weirdest thing. So there's the tiny little plasters. And the nurse said, "Right, well, you can take the plasters off, Frances." And I said, "Oh, are you putting a new one on?" "No," she said, "we're air drying." And I said, "Okay." So you take now what they do is they take the plasters off. This is really new to me. Take the plasters off and leave everything open in order for no infection to be in the plaster and then onto the wound, which kind of makes sense. And, they're healing really well. So brilliant. This is a new way, new method. So that happened. So we took them off, but they kept saying, Francis, do you need to go to the loo? And I was like, no, I don't feel, that feeling. And I said, I didn't feel it. So I kept drinking. I had the most disgusting lunch that I probably have ever had in my entire life of lunches. It was really heavy and not very pleasant. However, I did eat as much as I could because obviously I had to eat something. And then it was like a chili with rice, dry, and anyway, it wasn't very nice. Bless them for trying though. It was vegan. And so, a little bit later on, they kept saying, Francis, really, have you been to the loo yet? So I was like, no. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. Because I had drunk loads and I felt really full. Oh, and I had some deferred pain in my shoulder from the gas, because obviously they fill you with gas. But obviously lots and lots of drugs, so I didn't feel it too. It was quite painful, but it wasn't too bad. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and have a walk. So I got off my thing. There was a student nurse helper, I don't know, who kind of had her hands like this but didn't touch me while I was walking, which was a little bit odd because everyone else was getting arms and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. So I got myself to the loo and I just couldn't do anything. There was a bit of blood, but there was nothing else. So they were like, okay, we'll try again. Have some more to drink. I was thinking, oh, okay. Had some more water, but it just didn't happen. So in the end, they said, we're going to have to put you in another catheter in. And I was like, oh, God, really? Oh, no. Now, I'm going to do an entire video on the catheter because I don't think it's talked about a lot. Not very many people, fortunately, it isn't a very common thing, but it is something that I'm going to go into a lot more detail. So if you are interested in that, check for later videos because I will do something and it will be funny as well. Already I can tell you that it's going to be funny because you have to find the funny in something that's that horrible. So anyway, they put me a catheter that has like a tap, so it's not a bag. So that's still happening at the moment. I still have that in. I have to go back on Tuesday, so a week I've had this. Because what happens apparently is that the bladder goes into shock and then the urethra, I don't know what this is, it's a massive bladder, but the bladder goes into shock, the urethra then closes up, so nothing can come out. So that's why they had to put the catheter in. Anyway, so again, that will go into a different video. So so Tuesday, hopefully, God, fingers crossed, that's going to come out and then I'll be free of that, which will be great. So they did that, and I must admit I was very unhappy about it. I was like, oh no. But I had a chat with my surgeon on the phone, and she said, oh, Francis, you can stay in the hospital, I'll see you tomorrow. And that was just not happening. And I said, no, okay, I'll take the catheter and I'll go home. So my sister and my younger son came to the hospital, and we sat there for ages while they were doing paperwork and getting my meds and things like that. But eventually we got home, and we got home around 8, I think, on the Tuesday. So I'd had the operation. The operation, by the way, took about 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, incredible what they do. Yeah. So anyway, so I got home. I had a much better sleep. I can't sleep on my side, so I'm having to be very much on my back, which is not the way I normally sleep, and propped up as well. So it's not been super comfortable, and I've been working stuff out with pillows and trying to get myself into a position where it's all right. And then obviously having to get up in the nighttime to go to the loo and so forth. So it's been a thing. The majority of the time, though, I've had some moments of real emotional kind of, not the fact that I've lost my womb, but just general emotion moving through. And I've talked on my channel a lot about, allowing the feelings to be felt. So I just go into it, have a cry, and then I'm all right again. I'm just, my overwhelming feeling, though, is of gratitude. Gratitude for everybody who helped me at the hospital, the surgeon and all of the people who were there. And also my sister, God bless her, honestly, came and has been with me for the first week. She left today. She left last night, actually, but she came back again today for a few hours to help me with showering and things. And then Isaiah, my eldest son, is coming. He's coming off his ship. He's in the Navy. He's coming off his ship to spend the second week with me, looking after me. So I'm surrounded by loving family, and my lovely friends have given me so much support. So I'm just this overwhelmed receiving person at the moment, which is not the normal direction, is, and I'm finding it really difficult to not just do my own thing. So that was that. But and just do the jobs rather than say, oh, would you mind passing me that, or could you please make me a cup of tea, or that kind of thing. It's a very different way of being, and it's actually really lovely to allow people to give back. I was saying I had both boys here last night, my boys, and I was saying, I've raised you and I've looked after you since before you were born, and it feels like there's some return, not that you do it for that, but because, and they were like, oh yeah, it's your turn now, Mum, to receive, and we're really glad to do it, and it's just really moving. So yeah, just really overwhelmed with gratitude and love for everybody who's been so incredibly kind. What else? I think so. Each day has been a little bit different. Some days, you feel like, oh, I don't really want to do much. I haven't stayed in bed. This is my sofa. I've been here and then have a little walk around and then come back. I did go in the garden on which day? I can't remember which day. Everything's gone into one, really. But I went into the garden with my grounding shoes on and stood on the grass and the sun on me, and it was just like this moment of just, oh gosh, it was beautiful, and the air was fresh, and I just felt really, this is the way to heal. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to have a bed outside? It's not happened. But yeah, that would have been nice. But I have been outside again a few times, and I'm eating really well, and I'm resting a lot. Now, one of the things that the nurses have all said was listen to your body. Now, I'm very much in tune with my body. I've been doing yoga since I was about 19, and I think that really helps to kind of go inward and listen. But the problem is, for me at the moment, is that I've had so many drugs, and I'm still on, I'm taking ibuprofen and paracetamol for pain relief, and also I'm still on the antibiotic because of the catheter. But my body is so numbed, I think, by all of that. Also, I can't move, I can't stretch properly, or do my normal things that make me be able to listen to my body. So my body is saying this: nothing. It's saying nothing. And so if I do overdo it, I don't know that until after. So I'm just having to preempt it and go, I don't know, then I won't do it then. And I'm erring on the side of caution, because I can't wait for my body to say, all right, that's enough, because my body's being super quiet, which is not very helpful. And I don't know if this is just me or if this is everybody's kind of way, but that is certainly what's been happening for me. What else? Yeah, so I'm coming up to the first week. Physically, I am doing fine. I think lots of rest. The catheter thing is the only thing that is causing the major discomfort that which is slowing me down. So maybe that's a good thing. Emotionally, I feel fine. I feel held and supported. I'm so lucky. And spiritually, I've been I've thank goodness for meditation and the outside. So I've been meditating a lot and enjoying the receiving. I think that is a spiritual lesson, is to be able to receive and to acknowledge the people who are giving as incredible, generous people who, and they want to look after me. Isn't that just so lovely? I feel so blessed, actually, is how I'm feeling. So yeah, I don't think there's that much more to report. As I said, there'll be a few more. There'll be some more videos that will carry on with this theme. Andrea told me, my sister told me something really important at the beginning of my recovery, the first morning, because I said, why can I not lift things up that are heavy or heavier than a small? This is as much as I can carry at the moment. Seems ridiculous, doesn't it? But we've made a video together, so that will be the next one that I put on after this. It's going to be really, hopefully, really, really useful for lots of people, because once I realised why I'm not allowed to lift, then it's like, oh, I'll reach for something. No, because I know, and that helped the way. That's the way my mind works. If I know a why, then I'm all good, and I can go, oh, okay, yeah, no, I remember why not. So I have gone on for quite some time. This is I think my longest ever video. I hope that it's been beneficial, and please let me know in the comments down below if there's anything I missed out on, or if anything else that you want me to talk about. But otherwise, yeah, I shall continue with these little videos and kind of expanding on some of the things that I've mentioned here today. But I hope if you are going through this procedure, all the best. Stay strong, keep breathing. The breath is so vital, and yeah, enjoy the receiving. If you're so blessed and lucky to have lots of people around you that want to support you, because that's just such a blessing. So yeah, lots and lots of love, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.